Hi everyone, this is Francisco. So I was just looking at Spider-Man and I seen his glove as he's spraying the that stuff. And I was thinking about police officers. What if like in staff like in prisons and stuff? What if that was like pepper spray? And what if it was hands-free? So technically this solution stuff will be connected and strapped on to the gear like a jacket or like there's shank proof bulletproof vests that they have to wear, so similar to that it will be like pouches. It could be pouches that can be pressurized or something and only expelled out if they click on a certain, like they click on something. Or what if they have to, like what if they could, I don't know, like touch their arm, or what if they have to, like what if they could do a certain motion without getting that, that junk all over their hand. Because what if, something happens, they accidentally slip, or they accidentally lose their balance and they drop it. Now the inmates, or whatever the case may be, they just dropped it, and now it can be like a hazard where they can pick it up and use it against them or whatever, that type of thing. But at the same time, like, who would want pepper spray strapped on to their body? But at the same time, they have a container with a sprayer with a solution. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, it has to be like on the vest somewhere. And obviously wherever they point, that's exactly where it'll go, because that's exactly how they use it right now. They just grab it, they pull on it, they push on a trigger, and wherever they push the trigger, that's exactly where it goes. So that's what I'm saying. Wherever they point the hand, that's where the fluid will eject. And I just thought about that right now, just by looking at Spider-Man. This canvas that I purchased for $30 at Walmart. Well, honestly, I didn't purchase it at Walmart. I purchased the print at Walmart, but the image I extracted from the internet, bunch of pixels, they're not worried about it. If I give them a canvas of nothing but black, they'll print it out. Or even if it's all white canvas, they'll do that. They don't give a fuck. They're making money. They just made a sale. So anyways, it's just been there. And I have another one. So I bought two of them. This one here. So that way, like if they have to do other things, they'll be able to do it without having to reach for that solution or whatever, that spray. But it would have to be like obviously thought of or thought out to work effectively, and while thinking about the pros and cons, because there's a lot of instances or scenarios that can happen that can, throw it off. Like, what if, they activate it, so it's spraying, and then they accidentally move their hand up? Is that going to burn them? And is that going to get all over their face if it splashes up? And it could be like this watch here, and it can have like a riser. But then, what if they need to get their hand in a small little area? Then it'll prevent them from doing that as well. So all the possibilities would have to be considered before jumping into that and concluding like, oh yeah, that's a great idea, Francisco, let's fucking do it. And then taking it out there and testing it. But I don't think it'll be effective, honestly. So, because what if it doesn't, what if you activate it and it doesn't stop spraying, and you have to use your hands, and you can't, and you don't have the time to stop it, and you're over here like trying to restrain someone while it's fucking spraying and shit, fucking shit up. So it can't go out of whack. With the spray can, if need be, they can toss it on the ground and do whatever the fuck they have to do, or they could put it back on their holster, in their fucking, in their belt, the holster for the belt, on the belt for the pepper spray. And obviously, it doesn't have to be where this type of idea where it has to go this route. Obviously, I'm just presenting a new idea. Whether it's a good idea or not, that's up for debate. And I'm not going to get involved in it at all whatsoever. I'm just implying that there is this alternate idea that could and can be implemented. But then, like I said, the pros and cons would have to be considered, because then more money would have to be invested. Or would it? And probably the answer is yes, because it would have to use some form of tubes and like veins or some shit, because that shit is not just coming out of nowhere. It has to be coming from somewhere. So obviously, people are going to go with the least amount of money to produce something, because every dollar adds up. So in this case, the little sprayers would be the best approach, the best idea, the best solution. But I mean, I'm just thinking about this for, I don't know. It could be useful for some people depending on the job and the task. Because we all know that comes out doesn't have to be pepper spray. It doesn't have to be, it could be whatever you can think of. And that's all, folks. That's all.